name is Alexis, and in today's video I will be doing a story time of when I met Pentatonix last summer, saw them in concert, and just how it turned into the best day of my life. Currently, right now, with the situation that's going on in the world, concert season is officially postponed and nobody knows a date in sight when it'll be back around again. And for people like me and just anybody in general who is a concert goer, who lives and breathes concerts and has that sense of safety and comfort at concerts, it sucks and we never know when we're gonna, see our faves again, and it just, again, it really sucks. So to lift up some spirits and just talk about this experience in general, because I never got to upload a video about it, I thought I would just explain it all in this video, because the original video that I was gonna upload, which was the vlog of the whole day last year, I was gonna upload it in August, it turned out to be 93 minutes long, and since it was the best day of my life, I really didn't want to cut out anything, and I couldn't find anything to cut out because literally I vlogged so much that day. So as I explained it, I'll definitely put some footage somewhere around here, or a cutaway of the footage, to show you guys what was happening in that moment. A lot of bad stuff happened during the morning of that day, but it then just deepened into being the best day of my life, being surrounded by so many people I love, seeing the people I love. But yeah, I'm really excited to tell you guys about it, and yeah. But before we get started, if you guys want to see any more content from me or any more content in general, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel out. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so this was the first time I ever bought VIP on my own, as well as a hotel reservation. The hotel reservation part comes in later, but I just wanted to say that because the last time I had met them and the first time I had ever met them, my mom bought my VIP. So this time me and my sister were going to be going, and I was mainly in charge of figuring it out because she was just my tag along for the show, and I just had to be an adult for once. Woke up at 7 a.m. We went to the gas station, got fueled up, got some snacks, we got something to eat, and we were on the road by 8 a.m. Everything was fine during this trip. If anything, it was so relaxing to be up early in the morning and driving. That just weird essence of driving in the morning I love so much, even though I hate waking up early. My mom was driving us to the show, so it was my mom, my sister, and me. We had such a blast on the way down there.
Emily, you done lost your damn mind.
Bro said, did you just eat a booty flick?
I'm about to throw you out of this car.
And months prior to this, and of course all the time, I wanted to check the weather. Now the venue is outside, so whenever I have a venue that's like kind of an amphitheater style thing, I like to know the weather as much as I can so I can prepare or be prepared for whatever. The weather had said that it was going to be kind of a little rainy, a little stormy during the day, but by the time that we got to where the city that we needed to be in, that it was going to either stay north or it was going to be completely gone. It was one of those, and it was consistent on the radar whenever it said that. So when I saw storm clouds on the way down there, I didn't really think anything of it. But then it began to rain, and I was like, okay, I expected this. It's fine. This was supposed to happen. But when I say it poured, it poured. I'm gonna insert a clip here. I thought it was really pretty. It's Mitch singing Hallelujah while the rain is pouring. So beautiful. So you got an idea of how it was going, and we were about an hour out from our destination, so I was just like, okay, well, in an hour these rain clouds are gonna empty, we will be completely fine. In which we were. It finally stopped. It was a little still gray outside, but I could see blue patches. I was like, fine, this is great, perfect. We finally get there. We're all slap happy, excited. Pentatonix is posting about how they're at the amphitheater rehearsing. They're there. The sky is pretty, how it's hot outside. So of course I'm like screaming with excitement. Like, I'm so happy. So this was about noon. There was about 3.5 hours left until we needed to be at the venue. I had this stuff planned out for months because I was so excited. I double double checked all my times and we were running right on schedule. I was so happy. This whole trip is paid for by me. I was so excited. So we went to this really nice steak place, this like little steak sandwich place, Philly cheesesteak if you will. And you know what? I'm sitting there at the counter. I'm like, oh, you want extra, Mom, on your sandwich? You go ahead. Oh, Emily, you want dessert? You go ahead and get 30. We hadn't got our food yet and it was time for me to pay. So I'm digging through my purse and I can't find my debit card. I'm like, okay, this is weird. I know I brought it because I double checked my bag like 800 times. I double check a lot. I'm just sitting there trying to find it and the guy's looking at me like, are you gonna pay? Like, what's tea? So I'm like, Mom, I can't find my card. And she's like, okay, let's go back to the car and look for it. So then I went into the car with my sister, having a panic attack at this point. We look through the car, it's not there. I'm freaking the hell out. So at this point, somebody has my debit card. I don't know where it is. It turned out that my debit card was actually really hidden under the floorboards of my car because I hadn't like put it in my wallet all the way, but at this point it was lost to me. Thankfully, all of my family shares the same bank, so I was able to transfer my money into my sister's bank account and close my card out just in case anybody had it. We get done and we just decide not to go in that steak place and we went to Whataburger instead. I can't tell you if I liked Whataburger or not because it was the first time I ever had it, and the first time I had it, it was after a panic attack and I couldn't taste anything because I was literally sobbing the whole time. So then we ate and it was time to check into the hotel. We get to the hotel and how our hotel worked was you just had to bring your ID and the credit card that you had signed the hotel reservation with. So I didn't have it, but I figured that when I needed to pay up front with the hotel, I could use my sister's card because she had all the money on her account. No, we could not. They said no, it had to be a my card and I was losing my shit. We are 3.5 hours from home. We need a hotel. We have to be at the venue at like an hour and a half at this point. And so I'm like shaking. I'm like, oh my God, this like, we're never gonna get to this concert. Like I up. This is exactly why I don't do adult things. We canceled the reservation and we ended up having to pay with a different card because at this point the hotel people had already taken out my credit for the hotel room, so there was no way I could get it back because it was still counted as a reservation. Thankfully though, my stepdad came to the rescue and was able to pay for the hotel room, and when I got back from the trip I'd be able to pay him back. So then finally we run into our hotel room, we just throw our all over the floor. Okay, we're running right now. My chakras are not aligned because I don't know how to be an adult, but cheers. We finally get ready. This is what I looked like. I just had this pink top on with a jean skirt and my Converse, and my hair was freshly dyed purple for this, even though it does not show up in my VIP picture. And we were on our way to the venue. Outdoor venues, how they usually work, if you've never been to one, is they have a policy where if they see lightning or thunder somewhere in the far radar, then the show has to be canceled in the middle of it, beginning of it, whenever. And so all it said for the rest of the day was there was going to be rain, which is fine because VIP was going to be held under like a little awning, and plus Pitt was kind of under an awning a little bit too, so we may not have gotten wet. But I still bought a poncho and we got into the car and we're on our way, and that's when it began to thunderstorm. I was losing my mind in the car. I was freaking out. My sister had forgot her nose ring. It was just a mess at this point, and I was waiting for them to cancel the show. Like, it was thundering. I saw lightning in the distance. The clouds were so dark. And by the time we got to the venue, we were having so much trouble finding it because the venue is literally located behind a middle school. So it just looked like we were pulling into a middle school, but finally we found it in a wooded area and we parked. But thankfully enough, and I think this was my grandma's doing, that the clouds cleared up and the sun began to shine. It was beginning to be hot again and it was time to go. So at this point I had plans to meet up with 3 people. Alyssa, who I met through Twitter, and she actually lives a city over from me, which is crazy. Camden, who I will be talking about towards the end of the video, and Emily, who was with Camden, and I'll also be talking about her. We met them, said hello, did our greetings and all that. This was the first time we had ever met. I would be meeting Alyssa in Pitt later on because she didn't have VIP. We check into VIP, everything goes great. We're having so much fun with Camden and Emily, and then they start sound checking. And then it was go time for freaking VIP. Pentatonix VIP changes around a lot, but basically this time when I was going to be meeting him, I was going to get a group picture. I was going to meet them at a table and have them sign something and talk to them. And then they were going to do a live performance off the mic of a song and take some questions. Basically how it was set up was there was a black tarp kind of right here. They would be over here on this side and we were over on this side in a line. So we got a couple freebies. We got this poster, which you can kind of see right here. We got our lanyard, which looks like this on the front and this on the back, and we had to wear this at all times. Just put it on for memory's sake. We got a portable charger. We got a bag for our stuff, and there was also some candy laid out, but at this point it was about 98 degrees outside, so nobody took it because I think it was all chocolate. Then before Pentatonix started to take pictures and they were like getting ready, we were able to do this photo booth where we got to make a GIF. Here is the one that me and my sister made, and the funny thing is it actually had the date on the bottom from the previous like tour date that they had. Then it was finally go time. And how did I know this? Where the curtain is, about right here, there was a little opening, and I was talking to Camden and Emily and my other Emily, and then all of a sudden I hear a basketball going, and I'm like, who the f? And I look through the curtain, and here comes Matt shooting it through his legs and hoops. I was like, oh, this is really happening. I had this planned out for months. I wanted a group hug from them. It was my turn. I went around the corner. I waved hi to all of them, and somehow I was brave enough to do this. I was like, hi, how are you guys? And they said, good, great. And then I was like, is it okay if I can have a group hug? And they said, yeah, and they all squeezed into each other. And I walked around to Kirsten and Scott, and I wanted to hug Scott mainly. So I looked at him and I was like, hey, is it okay if I hug you? He was like, yes, thank you so much for asking. And I was just like, I love you. We got 3 pictures taken, and I will insert the one I love the most right here.
Let's ride.
We went back out from the tarp so they could set up the table and they could all sit down, and then we could get in line and talk to them. You can obviously see I took it down for a second, but at the end I'll show you what their signatures look like. So Kevin, I just talked about a lot of faith and how after my grandma passed, I was able to look to him and all the faith that he preached and really find a guidance in my life. He's such a kind and gentle soul to me. He said my smile never looked brighter, and then it was on to Kirsten. Kirsten, oh my god, I literally did not expect any of this to happen. So I talked to Kirsten about how she was one of my main female role models along with my mom. I talked to her how she's helped me just love myself and body positivity and just being that female inspiration to me. She got up and freaking hugged me across the table. Oh my god. She told me how beautiful I was and that I should always stay true to myself. So amazing. And I just, the conversation was so genuine and just came from my heart, and I felt so connected with her. Then it was on to Scott. So I talked to Scott about how much hope he gave me just in life and for life, and how he's given me just so much self-love and confidence to keep going in life. And he put his hand on his heart, like, my heart, please always keep going. You're so worth it. I love you. And I could have fallen out right there. And right before I went to Mitch and I was saying goodbye to him, he said, remember that you're worth it, okay? And I was like, yes. And then it was on to Mitch, who I just, oh my god. I talked to Mitch about how after being diagnosed with depression and anxiety, it was so difficult to find myself within myself, and just how it was so easy for me to get lost. Mitch is one of my top advocates of mental health, and he just taught me so much. And he thanked me and he grabbed my hand for a little bit, and I'm just, oh my god. And he lowered his voice a little bit. He was like, are you getting the help you need? Are you doing okay, love? He said love to me. I'm going to cry. I said, yes, I am. Thank you so much. He said, keep going, Alexis. I believe in you, okay? And I said, okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Matt was in Memphis the night before they traveled to Brandon, and if you've seen any of my concert vlogs, I always go there for concerts. So I asked him how he liked Memphis, and he said it was amazing. And then I just thanked him for being so bright and such a kind and amazing soul. And he said, I love you. Thank you so much for being so kind. And then with that, the table portion was over. But this is their signatures. Had them write something positive I could look at when I'm feeling down, and this is what they came up with. Scott said, I love you. You are amazing. Mitch said, no dream is too big. Kirsten said, remember your inner strength and power. Matt said, never stop dreaming. Kevin said, you rock. And then it was time to go. So they were back where the tarp was, where we were taking our pictures, and we all kind of formed a semicircle around them. And then they performed Take Me Home, which such a beautiful song, and I low-key sobbed, not gonna lie. And then at the end we had a Q&A session. It was honestly just so much fun. It's so weird to see them like on TV and like through our screens, and they're just like, oh my god, it's a celebrity, these people we look up to. And then when you're with them in person, especially Pentatonix, such genuine and kind people. I felt so at home, so welcomed in their presence. They made everyone feel so included. And with that, VIP was over, so we said our goodbyes and good lucks to the show. Then we went and got our merch, and then we had to stand like kind of outside of the pit before the venue officially opened, before we could go in. And when I tell you, as soon as the security guard moved, I bolted, which there was no reason to, because there was about 10 of us in pit, maybe. Pit didn't sell out quite a bit or any at all, so there was legitimately 10 of us, which you can see in this video right here. And then I finally met Alyssa, and I just had so much fun being around everyone. So we stood there, waited for the show to start. The venue filled up more, and then Rachel Platten came on. Such an incredible performer. She was so engaged with us. She kept talking to us. We kept making her laugh because we were screaming out like, yeah. During fight songs, she held my hand. It was just so kind to just interact with everyone in the pit, and she was running through the crowd too, interacting with all the audience. There was so many fans towards the back that were so energetic. They were standing up out of everyone who was sitting down. Pentatonix's management got them all wristbands, and they came into pit, filled it up. Rachel's face literally lit up. She was so happy. We were all so happy. They literally added so much to the freaking concert. But yeah, I loved Rachel so much. I would definitely go see her in concert again multiple times. And then it was time for Pentatonix to come on. At this point, it was very hot and sticky in pit because a lot of people had come, and just as well as the humidity. They had a bunch of fog going. We were all chanting PTX, 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 PTX. And I thought I was going to pass out, legitimately. So I was literally on the barrier like this, like head down, like trying to breathe. But then finally Pentatonix came on. They are such incredible performers. Talking about an a cappella concert to someone is really difficult because they just think it's really quiet. Legitimately, I was convinced that a mosh pit was going to start somewhere during the opening number because it was so violent. But it was so much fun. They interact with their crowd so much. I interacted with Kirsten, which I'll insert here.
About a week later, we got dropped from the ride.
Oh, they better not! They better not! So much fun to scream out the lyrics and look at the visuals. The visuals were so amazing to see in person. Matt sang into my phone. Scott sang "Love You Long Time" at the end to me, which was such a dream. Overall, just such an amazing concert. It was just so breathtaking just to hear Hallelujah again live, just to see people all around me just living in the moment, being so happy. And then finally the concert ended, and me, Camden, Emily, Denver, and Alyssa all just stuck around a little bit while the venue was emptying out to grab some confetti and just say some goodbyes. Camden is such a wonderful and such a kind and accepting soul to meet. He was so reassuring because I'm always nervous to meet new people and just be my crazy self around them, and he was so welcoming. Emily, such a sweet and kind soul, along with just so funny. She again just felt like a mom, like so amazing, made everyone feel so included. Alyssa, I was so excited to meet her. She's so sweet, so kind. Finally, the show was over. We left and went back to the hotel. Pentatonix has an opportunity where if you tweet during a hashtag for that show, and you tweet a lot and you talk about the show a lot and such, you will get something called a signed set list. It's virtually signed and you get it, and so all day long I'd been tweeting under this hashtag, just hoping and praying that I got it. So I laid down, I had all my makeup off, ready to go to sleep, and I look at my phone and I got the set list. I literally cried myself to sleep. I was just so happy and so thankful for everything. I'm still in a daydream that I got to experience it. I'm just so thankful that I was able to save up the money to meet them again and have the opportunities I did to meet so many amazing friends, have the experiences in VIP during the concert, after the concert. But yeah, that was my story time. I am so happy and thankful again just for everything that happened, and I cannot wait to see them again and hopefully meet them again someday. But for right now, I would like to talk about my Sunny shout out, which is ETN Ty on YouTube. ETN Ty, thank you so much for supporting my videos. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more content from me, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, you can leave me future video recommendations in the comment section below. One last thing, if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload, please hit that bell button next to the subscription button. That way you'll see my face in your subscription box whenever I upload. All my social medias are linked down below, and yeah, thank you for taking a vacation in my paradise and the best day of my life. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!